Hello everyone, welcome back to new build, and we are gonna build a to-do app in which our main focus will be to learn React, not CSS, not HTML, just the React. Like if you are a person who knows CSS, basic of JavaScript, basic of HTML, you are good here. So what we gonna be do here? So this is a to-do app, right? So if I say that I have to bring milk, I can type it here and press enter. Boom. It comes as a to-do task and uh, not make a record a YouTube video. Enter another task. Uh, Repair tire. This is actually a task. Another task, okay? And I can like add multiple tasks here. We can tick, it says the task is done. We can edit a task, for example, record a YouTube video part 2. Enter, it's updated, real time updated, and it's happening on the front end. That's the power of React. That's why multi companies are using this. And same here, if I click here, delete. This is a React, and it's a simple application, just a to do. So you will see how to enter a task, like store a value, update a value, how the buttons are working in this React app, and just logic building. So without wasting any time, guys, we should hop into the code. So this is our final build, like how it is will be looking, and this is the code editor. I should place it here. Excuse me. And I will make a new directory. So you can see this is my directory, okay, of my all coding. Create a new one here, folder. So, and I call this React, no, React to do. Enter, click here, CMD, and now we are creating our React project. So by entering CMD here, command terminal will open. We should type here npx create React app and then the app name. So I will say to do app. Enter. So it will make a boilerplate, React boilerplate for your React project, and it will install all the dependency and the materials, and it make a proper file structure for you in which you can uh, add your React code. So it will take some time depending upon your internet connection. So now our app is done installing, and we can open the app. First, we should cd. I type somewhere else. Cd, the app name. It's to do app, right? And then code dot. It will open the VS Code in that directory. And I should close this. And you will see after entering the nps create React app, the command, it will make this directory. So this is your React app, and this is all the React material that it downloaded, and all our code will be in source. The some code is in public, that for public use, but we are not going to look into that today. Okay, guys? So forget about that. And I should close this. So this is my VS Code. Source app.js. So this is the starting file. Press Ctrl J to open the terminal. Here npm start, press enter. It will take some time on the first run only, and it actually depend upon your internet, and it says something is running because the starting app is on 3000 and it's still running. And now it is running at this port, and I copy this, paste the URL there, and boom. So this is our React project. I put it here, my VS Code, Control J to hide the terminal. And if I type it here like hello, please subscribe to my channel, save, real time changing on the front end. So you don't have to refresh the UI. So that's the power of React. And we don't need this. Remove. And we don't need SVG. Save. Plain app. And here we can say, just to see that it's working, hello. Hello. Yeah. So this is a source, and we don't need this file. Don't know. So I just select delete. And actually I don't need this file, test file also. Delete app.js, and now it's freaking out and it says I can't find this module, and it is in index.js. So this one, and I should remove it here. Save, and it's normal. So that's the normal thing that we do, always do in the beginning whenever we are making a React app. And in the source, I am making a folder. So I am calling this components. What are the components? Components are the reusable code which we can define at one place and reuse at different levels in React. So that's component, like which a component we can reuse easily, or we can separate, like for example this one, right? So you can say the to-do app is in one component, the input and the add button is at another component, these milk one task is another component. You can imagine that like component, but in the end it work together. So this is about little bit definition of component, and in the components we make a new folder and we call it main. You can call it whatever you want. And in that main folder, I will make another folder style. And in the style folder, I will make a file and call it style.module.css. So it's just a simple CSS file and main. And in that, I will making another component file. The component name always start with capital letter main. And here type RCF, enter, and boom. So this is our like starting point of making a React component. And now we don't need this. If you are wondering what the hell was that command, so I'm using an extension. So click here, so it will open your extension tab and type React snippets. So this one, E7. So this is the one that I'm using. And if you are becoming a React developer, then you should install this. That's the recommend at first list. So this is main, right? And I save that file. Just I am importing my styles file. Import styles from its in style folder, and then the file name style.module.css. Yeah, all done. App.jss, and I should call my component main. Press enter, and we should close the component, save, and it will give us a main. So that is here. So in the main file, we are calling a main component, which is this, and we should determine our logic here. First of all, I will make a heading and type it to do app, save to do app. And in HTML, we are giving like class like this, but in React, we should define a class like with class name. And here we can write it any class name like div, container, but we are using module CSS, so we should wrap it in this styles, these styles, and dot container. And how it work? Copy the class name, just the class name, go into the style, paste it here, and we say background color red. Save, boom. So it is that easy. In the main.js, what is the next step? So next step is our making a input. So I am making a div and I call this styles dot enter to do container, because here we are inputting our form and input field. So first is div, and here I am putting my input. So input type text. If I save, you will see a input here. I should get rid of the background color. We don't need that. Input and then a placeholder. So enter a task. Yeah. So right now we can enter anything here and that's it. But we are not getting that value. And later I will teach you how we can get that input value. So this is our input, and the next one is our that button. So span. You can use a button tag here, but I am using span because I am styling that. So in that I say add, yes, and then class name styles dot button span. Yeah, save, add. And in this project, I am using Material UI for icons. For example, so this is my finished build. And so this the plus icon is a icon, and for that I am using material icon. So material icons, go there, should make it bigger, and you will see at the top I am at this address. So we should install this. And where we install? Just one second. We copy the command and Control and J to open terminal. Click on plus sign. Then here paste that command and enter. And we should rename this to install. No, I just say I install, and we can rename this like front end running, front end or client running. So we should know, like for example, if we have 50 terminals here, we should know which one to click. It will save time. Install, and it's installing. It take time depending upon your internet. And here I should search add like a plus sign, or there it is. If you click there, it will come up. It's loading actually. This is also a React app. Mm, So after click, so that comes up. So hover on that, click. So it will copy it, and we don't need that site. So close that, shift it here, and I should paste. Oh, so my bad. Copy. We should import it at the top and copy and just call that component here or call that icon like that here. It's not appearing because it is not installed yet. So after that install, it will give a error. So we should comment this for now. Save. Yeah. And all this will goes into the form. Yeah. And so this is a button. Right now, this is a button and we are not getting anything here. I was first see it's not done. So first let it done. So now it's done. The material UI package is installed properly. So I can uncomment this, remove this, and yeah, uncomment this, save. We will see a plus icon there. See? And now we make a form. We should style our this app right now. Yeah, first style this. So this is not a CSS course. So I am just copy pasting my styles. So these are, first of all, these are my variables which I'm using here. And I'm pasting a background and a color option here. Background, this color and color white. The H1 margin top 0 to that this heading. And in the style of main, I am just copying and pasting my all styles. This is nothing. Save. Yeah. So that is done. The functionality. Right now, if I am like and pressing here, press enter, it will refresh the page because we are in form. That's why, but we are not getting anything. Even if we check the console, nothing there. So how we get our value? So we should use a use state hook here, and this is the way to define a use state. And use state is a custom hook given by React. Use state, it is import at the top, and it always return an array with two elements. The first is getter and the second one is setter. And we can name it like this, but it is not like for reading conventions, right? Good for reading conventions. So we should name it something that we know. So to do and set to do. So now we make a variable. In that we can store our value. So right now if I came here and type it value to do, nothing gonna be changed. But if I come here and try to type, it is typing. Yeah, it's typing. Nothing gonna be changed. But if I come here and type hello, save, you can see we get our text as that input. And if I try to type here, nothing gonna be changed because we are setting a value by default, but we are not updating it real time. Oops, my mistake. So how we can handle that problem? It's easy. On the input we should define on change. So this is a function. So this is a function and it carrying a event, and so inside that function we should take our use state and we should set our use state to that value what we are typing or what we are changing our input with. So it's e dot target dot value. So say if I type, so now you can say it's changing. Yeah, it's changing. Yep, not say. So we should get rid of that. We don't need a string, we need a empty. And so this is our on click, like so this is our button. We should add a handler here, so we should type it on click to add it to like attach a handler. Handle means a function. What is the function here? So we can type it like print console, copy it, constant, and I am printing my to-do state. Oops. So if I save and open inspect here, console, you will see nothing here. But if I type it hello and press enter, you will see a state hello. If I type it hello 2, oops, 2, a new state. So that's how our use state work in React, and we don't need this. We need a form handler actually. So it should be form handler and type it here, and we should type it here also, like on submit. So this function works when we entered on our input, and it will goes here and it will printing our to do. But there is a glitch here. If I save, not a glitch, but there is a like behavior which we have to stop. Console, so hello, clear. So if I type it like my name here, Satindra saying my name and also name my YouTube channel, please subscribe guys. So if I click add, you will see it is printing here. And but if I comes here and press enter, print there, and it refresh the page. Why? Because our form has a default behavior of refreshing the page, so we should stop that. This way it's take by default form handler taking an event which I defined by e, and we should type it like prevent defaulter. So it will force our app to not refresh our page. So if I inspect, so right now I am in console, and if I type anything, press enter, it is not refreshing my page. But it is. Yeah, it is refreshing because I think it is not saved yet. It should be prevent default. Save. My name, press enter, boom. We're getting our name and we are not getting a refresh loader here. So this is done, right? So we should not printing, we should adding our to do, like, so this is a task, right? Task 1, task 2, task 3, and we should add it somewhere, like an array. To do that, we should make another use state, and we call it all to-dos, right? And we should set the name of a setter with set keyword, set all to-dos, and a use state, right? Use state array. So by default it will be an array by default, and when user enters, so it goes to the form handler, and here we should add some code to insert our data to all to-dos. And how we can do that? So I am making a new variable and call it new to-do, right? New to-do, and I'm using a spread operator. So we can array, grab the previous array, and add new with the value. So in the beginning our array is empty. So when we click, so it goes here and it says, so make a new array with the previous array. So right now it is empty array, so it will be like this, but it get this value, which is this text to do. So it will insert that here. So this is what going on here, and we should add another. So is completed is false by default, because you make a new task and it is not complete because you just make it. So that's why I put the default value false, and here is the value which we are getting here, value and on changing by this use state. So actually we are putting the object here all the time when form handler event is happening. So constant need to do, this is all done, right? And but we are getting that. So if I console need to do, no, oops, console need to do, save, clear this. So if I task 1, you will see an array of object which says task 1 completed false. And if I see an array with another value which is task 2, which are getting here, which we are entering here and getting it here. So we are not saving this actually in our all to do's. So how we can save that? So set all do's, we call function set all to do's, and in that we are passing that new array. So that is array, right? So that is our array. So when a new to do is add, this will be updated. So it has one value after task 1, and when we have task 2, then it will say task 1 comma task 2 by this line of code, because it says take all the previous array plus add this new object. So right now if I console my all to do's, you will see a list of variables. So when I save, it renders, so it run all the code and it will find all to do's, which is empty right now. And if I press task 1 here, you will see all the way I am entering, it's rendering. And if press 1, you will see an array task 1. So it's running 2 times because of this code, which is in the app, no, which is in the index, rect strict mode. Because of that, it's running twice. We don't need app.js, and we are here. So if I type it here 2 and clear this, add, you will see two tasks, task 1 and task 2. So I hope that you will understand what's going on here. So we get our task, right? So now let's see how we can show our task on the UI. So we have our array that contain 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2. So this is form. So we have an array. So I am calling that my array, and I see dot map. So it will go one by one to single to do, to single task, and it should print to do in JSX. It should be in JSX to do dot text. And if I save task 1 and task 2, and if I press 3 and press enter, task 3. And we should get rid of that. Set to do, save, and if I press 4, press enter, it's empty now. And task 4. So what is going on here? So this is our array and we say map element. So we have an array and we have 4 elements. In that we are using map and we call it todo. So it is the map element going one element or one index by one, and after one index we can return some component after one index. So at 0 we have task 1, it return this p, and in that we have todo. So we have one like map going one index by one, and we have the first element which contain todo object, and todo object contain text and is completing, and our text contain our task 1, so it is printing here. So that index finished, and then after we have another index which is todo and which is task 2. So for example, if I try to console it a todo, so it will goes one by one, and if I try to save, it gives an error, and so it is expecting a HTML tag, but we are giving a console at the first. So we should return a JavaScript object here, JS, and we should console this in this, because this is JavaScript console, and you will see list of chains. So what's going on? So this is our all to-dos which contain our all to-dos, and when it comes here all to-dos, it print one by one single to-do which is task 1, single to-do task 2, task 3 and task 4, and by default the map function also gives a index, and we can say single to do at index. Oops, I hope this work. Save. Oops, I have to say that again. Yeah, see, single to do at 0 index, task 1, index 1, task 2, index 2, task 3, index 3, task 4. So this is how our app is worked, and this is not printing. Forget about the console, and I should clear that. Save. Yeah, we have our all tasks. So if I say task 5, get our task 5, and I should get rid of that. Save. So we have our all tasks, but they are not styles. Like if I type in task 1, select design, how we can convert this UI to this. First, I am making another component, and I am calling this individual to do. And in that individual to do, I am making a style folder, and in the style folder, yeah, click on that. In the style folder, I am making another file, tool.css, and at here I am making a file which called single to do.js, rfc, yeah, and I don't need this. So this is our single to do. So I am first copying my styles, paste it here, save, close this, we don't wanna need it. In the single to do, we need lots of things. First we should find our UI. So this is the div which have a class name of styles dot main container. Then we have a div which contain our first thing, which is a checkbox. So input type check box. Oops. Checkbox. And that's it. We have another div. The icon is from material UI, which are these. Then I am importing at the top done icon and delete icon. And this is our mode icon and this is our delete icon. And after here I am getting a H4 which get my task. So I can say task. I just save it, and in that I am calling my tools icons. Oops. First, second. Okay. But I am saving it, but I am not getting it here. Why? Because I am not calling this. So go to the main. We should call it here. So call it like this. Import, save, and it will give an error because we are missing one bracket. Yeah, there you go. So we have our checkbox here. So this is our checkbox. We have a task which is here, and we have our edit icon and delete icon. See, but the task is not what we want, right? And we are getting our to do here. But so how we can get our task, the real task, which is task 1, 2, 3, 4. So in React it is very easy. We can pass our that to do into this component. We have to make a variable and pass the value to do, and we can call this anything. I'm calling this task. So this thing is called prop, and we are passing a prop into our another component which is single to do. So we are passing a prop from main and we are getting it single to do. So to getting that, we should use this struct object, and here we should call the same name, which is task, and that task contain a task object dot task. Save. It's not empty. Oh, it's text. Yeah. Save. Task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, task 5. Yeah. There is main. Oh, that's why it should be styles. I'm calling it here styles. Save. It says no. Okay. Style. Save. Yeah. So here we go. we get our designing, right? As says like how it's looking slick. And now I am remaining this to rename this, sorry, to do, and it will give us a error. So Control D to select multi, to do, save, and yeah, right now our task is empty, our array task 1, and you can see the UI is running properly. Task 3, okay. So and we have an icon, but it does not do anything. And before that, here you can see on our front end app, so if I task 1 and if I press on the icon, we see an input. So let's implement our input first. Our input, I'm making a div, and in that div I am making a form, and that form carrying my input, which has a type of text. And if I save, you will see an input. I also have to give a class name, styles, update, container, save. So it's not doing anything. So we got our input, but we don't want it like all the time. We just want it whenever we click on that icon. Whenever we click on that pencil, then we want our icon, right? So how we can do that? We should make a check here, and what the check saying, that if it is true, then I need this value, and it is true actually, and we are not returning anything, and otherwise it's null. And it says it should be in wrapper, and it is in wrapper. Oh, I think I place an extra div. Save. Oh, there. Yeah, and it's true. That's why if I do false, it's hidden now because it's false. So if it is true, then this block will execute. If it is false, then it comes to here which says null. So it's false, so it comes to null, and there we go. So we should make a check here that when we click it, then it change false to true and vice versa. But how we gonna do that? Remember, only one thing which we can set and get is use state, which is constant edit and set date. I'm calling these names use state, and I'm importing it. Okay, so where we should, and first of all I should say it is false by default, and I'm calling this here. So edit, it false, it's null, and it change when I click on mode icon. Mode icon is our pencil icon, so I say on click, and when it is clicked, so I should make a arrow function, set edit, and I call this opposite edit, toggle between true and false. So if I click here, appears, so now this value is true, so this comes up. If I click again here, it false and null value appears. So this is the game, right? And we should add some more game features to our app. So if I click here, our input value is empty right now, and it is like on the left, like it is there perfectly, but I don't want my task 1 to appear that. I want my task 1 to appear in input value. So first of all, I should say the value, it should be to-do dot text. So it comes there, but it is not updating. So we should add a onChain function here, not play, onChain function here, taking an E, and what it will be changing. So here we should make another state, and which is edit to do, set edit to do, and then use state, and it will be none at the first. So set edit e dot target dot value. So if I save and if I click on it, so right now it is not changing because our value is different. Our value is to-do dot text. It should be edit to do, and it's now typable. But if I press here, the first it will be empty. The value of the input first will be empty. Why? Because we are setting the value to edit to do, and it is null at the top. So oops, task 1, task 2, yeah, and I don't want this also, so I'm doing other way. So if the value is true, no, if the value is false, then I want this, and otherwise I want this. To save, oh, right now text is empty. So whenever I click on the pencil, I need one more thing, which I say I need my set edit to do to that to do dot text. Oh, should be bracket, yeah, and it's empty right now. Task 1, see, so now we are getting our input and the value is changing, and the value is task 1. But if I am pressing here like 1.1, press enter, it's refreshing, and it is not doing the updating task. So it comes here and it's just refreshing. So we should add a function here. So on submit, and it's called update handler. So this is update handler. We should call this update to do handler, and I should make this, and you know what is the way to prevent refreshing is e dot prevent default. So by this way our form will be not refreshing, but we are not updating anything here. So let's do that part. So right now let's go to the main file and pass everything that we need. So we need to do, yeah, and we need all the to-dos. And we also need set all to-dos, and we also should pass key, and the value is index. I will explain. And we should also pass the index, and index, the value is index. To-dos is here, all to-dos, all to dos and set all to dos. And the key. So every time whenever we are using a map function, we are printing a document on the UI. And for example, we have an array with 4 elements and we are getting back single to do 4 times. So task 1 is our first map element, so task 2 is our second element. But how React can differentiate that these two are separate elements? For that we are passing a key, and if we are not passing, it should give a error in the console that we should pass a key element, key prop. So this is done, and we should accept those in single to do component. So these are the things to do's, set all to do's, right? And then index. Yeah, save, close. So we get all that what we need. And in the update to do handler, we will update our to do, but we came to here later. First we should do the easy one, which is delete. So I say constant delete handler, so you guys will get an idea how it is working. In the delete handler, we are getting the index only. So this is the icon, and when it's click, I am passing an arrow function. I say I will call my delete handler and passing that index. So for example, this all to do's have 4 tasks, like right now it is 2, so index is 0 and 1, and it when it came here, and wherever I click delete icon on at whichever task, it will give me that specific index. So delete handler has index because it is passing into each individual component at the top, so index. So if I came here and I say alert, don't use alert but only in practice, so index. So if I click here, you will see index 0, and if I click here, index 1. So this is what is happening right now here, and we get our index, and we should delete the item. So this is a one way to delete the item. First, I am making a copy to my arrays. So a new copy, all new copy. So this is a new copy of my to-dos array, which goes into new to-dos, and then I am saying that at my new to-do I want a slice. So that is splice in JavaScript from index, and the number is 1, just one slice. So it will give me that. So for example, right now if I inspect, and on the console I say A is an array, right? Oops, is an array 1, 2, 3, and I want A supplies at what index? 1, 2, 1. Like only one element. It will give me one element in return, and if I try to print A, which is array, it will give me 1 and 2. So you can see by this we get rid of that element with the help of index. So our new to-dos will get rid of that element what we want, like at where we clicked. And then so we have new array after this, and we just have to set that array to new to-dos. New to-dos, and that's it. Save. So if first of all I'll just give a class name. Here also class name styles dot icon. Yeah, see, so if I click here, boom, our task is deleted. Boom. So this is how the delete functionality is work. If you guys did not understand this, don't worry. Try to do the console and alerts there, and if you're still not clear, then comment down or reach me on my Instagram. I will able to help you there. So the delete done, and now we should do the update functionality. So we are here, update handler. The first thing, I am getting my all new to do, okay, and I am passing the update. So new to dos, I have index, so index, and that we have a text, we have an object array, right? So by this we are getting an object, and that object has a specific value, text, and we just wanted to update that to our edit to do value, which we are updating here with the help of onChange function, and we are just replacing the value, and then we need to set all to dos with our new to dos. And after set, so save, if I click here, task 1.1, press enter, it's saved. It's already saved, but it is not hiding the input. So how we can hide it? Set edit to false. Save. So if I click here again, boom. So task 1, 2, boom, I press enter. So here how we update our to-do task, and here how we delete our task. Delete a task and update a task. So two functionality is done, and the one is the checkbox. So this one, it's very easy. So here is the checkbox. So this is the checkbox, right? So what happened when it's changed? Alert, hello. Oh, this is wrong. Alert. So hello, come on. So it's in low, so that's why I do the arrow function. If I click here, you will see hello. So it's happening the on change whenever I click. So whenever it clicked, I need another function to be called, and I am making that here, and it is complete handler, and I am passing an index. Complete handler. So on click complete handler and next. Okay, all done. Do. So what we do in the complete handler, basically what it's doing, if I click here, it's just making a line on the text, and that comes by CSS, and that goes to H4. For example, if I add a class name styles dot text remove, it will add a line. See, it will add a line. And if I add a different class which says normal text, it removes the line. So we want a way that if that value is true, if the checkbox value is true, then add a line, like add a class name of text remove. Add a text remove class. If that value is false, then add a normal text class. So how we can add a conditional classing? So that's very easy. So for example, if we have a true, then we just write styles dot remove text class. Yeah, save. No, we don't have that style. It's called text remove. My bad. Save. Oh no. See? And if it is false, then it's just a normal text. So we need a dynamic value here, and when the let me know that when the value is changed, this one, when the value is changed, write down in the comments. This value is changed when we click on the checkbox. So when we click on the checkbox here, the value should be changed. To the value we changed, we should need another use state, and it's called is checked. Is checked and set is checked. Use state, and by default it is false. So is checked. So it comes right here. Is checked. Okay. And here the first thing is set is checked to true. So if I click here, boom, look at it. But right now you can see if I check this, we get it, but if I check it again, it's not removing a class. So that is a bug, and I know how to get rid of that. So the input checkbox has a property is checked. So we should make it like this, and here it should be opposite value, like toggle. Save. Boom. So this is how it's gonna be worked, but we are not done yet. Just one thing left here. Remember, in the main, our to-do also contain a is complete, and we can update that here. That's why I am passing a index, but we are not using that in our project right now. But in later, maybe we can use, or maybe you can use for your purpose. But right now you will know how to update the object value. So I am making a new to-do again, new to-dos, and then I say new to-dos. That index has a specific object, and that object has a specific value is completed, and I am copying it, pasting it, and I am saying give it the opposite value. So if it is false, then with this sign it will be true. If this will be a true, then by this sign it will be false. And I should set all to-dos. Oops. No. Set all to-dos with new to-dos. Save. So right now, if you console new to-dos or to-dos is completed will be true. So guys, this is all done. So if I delete this, you say task 2 and task 3, add it to task 4, done, delete, delete. Okay, so we are all done here, guys. If you like my teaching, if you like the project, then please consider to be part of my online family by hitting subscribe on my official YouTube channel, and please like the video, comment, and please share my content to as many people out there, especially for those who are wanting to learn React. So this is just my friendly request, and I will see you in the next video, and happy Halloween. Bye. See ya.